Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I wanted to work on some illustrations, some watercolor illustrations, and I wanted to do some traditional work because I have been doing so many digital illustrations and I just really want to get my hands dirty, literally, with paints and just using my color pencils and my ink pens and really just draw some cool different little animals. I drew this penguin illustration last night and I thought of the idea of why don't I try doing a bunch of different little animals and taking you guys along as we do kind of like semi-realistic illustrations, just more of the realistic side instead of cartoony. And I think I'm gonna use, I have a couple of different watercolor sketchbooks. If you've seen my last video, I'll put it up here somewhere, about all my favorite sketchbooks. There's a few different watercolor sketchbooks that I really like to use. King Art watercolor sketchbook. I really like the texture of this paper the most. I feel like I'm leaning towards using this one more. And then I also have the Artist Loft Level 2 watercolor sketch pad. And with these, I do like that I can just like tear the page off. So I haven't decided yet. I'm looking at it now and I'm like, I really don't know. I really like both of them. I did want to show the illustration that I did last night, and it was actually on multimedia paper, and I used my Canson mixed media. I think this was actually the last page that I have left in this book. Just little cute penguins. I thought it was really sweet, and I had a lot of fun doing this, experimenting with colors and just seeing what came to mind. It was such a fast illustration, but it was so much fun to do. Like, I really enjoyed the process of it, and I love using my color pencils with it and using different colors to bring out just different tones in like the penguin skin instead of just using black. So yeah, it's really fun just experimenting. That's where I came up with the idea to do a couple of different illustrations like that. And as you can see, it is, you know, it's not completely realistic, but that's more of my, this is more of my style, I would say. I've been really trying to work on my camera angles so you guys can really see what I'm doing. And I found this one. It's an arm and it extends upwards. I don't like touching the pole too much because it just smells like, you know, like metal and like oil. I just don't like the smell of it too much. I got it about 2.5 weeks ago and I haven't used it yet. And it's supposed to give an above perspective of what I'm doing, so I'm really gonna test that out now, and so hopefully you'll get my perspective of what I'm doing and it'll just be way easier for you guys to follow along my tutorials and to record, so I don't have to worry about setting up my phone anywhere, and just it can take the whole shot of my desk. So let's see. I hope that it does work, and I hope that it does get a really good angle because I want you guys to be able to follow along. And I have been listening to your comments that my angles aren't the best, and I am trying to improve because I started out with this small little tripod. When I first started my YouTube channel, this is what I had to work with, and I would like stack different books and try to get just some shots, and I know my hand blocks a lot of it, so I'm hoping to solve all that today. So let's get started. So this is the illustration that I did yesterday, and as you can see, I used some different blues. I went lighter in certain areas when I was using the black because I didn't want it to be so harsh. I wanted there to be other colors that showed through. And even here, you can see like there's yellow and there's some little bit of brown, and even on the body as well with the gray and the little baby penguin too. I did decide that I'm gonna put the little penguin right there off to the side. The Artist Loft Level 2 watercolor sketchbook. And it's just so easy to just tear out a page. You can use any pencils that you have. In here, I just have, these are just Crayola color pencils that I always carry with me in my to-go bag, and I'm used to using them, so I just grab them, and I really like the different colors that there are. I mainly migrate towards a mechanical pencil. You can honestly use whatever you have. I have regular art pencils, like this is a 2H. I just really like how thin the lead is, so that I can really just sketch out fast and light, and then when I go over to ink later on, I have all of my pens right here. And as always, I'm gonna link all the supplies that I'm using in the description box below if you guys want to check it out, if you guys want to try any of them out for yourself. But honestly, you can use whatever you have. Like I always say, we're just playing around with some sketching. You know, we're playing around with some colors, some watercolor. So yeah, if you guys want to follow along, this will be the time to pull out some paper, pencils, pens, whatever you've got, and we're gonna jump right into it. So I do have my iPad here that I'm using for a reference photo, and we're gonna start out with the Suffolk sheep. They are a British breed of sheep. I just think they're really cool with the fact that they have black faces and legs and like a really white fluffy body. I think they're adorable. And as I get more confident with the way it's looking, I start going a little bit darker and hashing out just a little bit more of the details that I see that I'm trying to recreate here. And we do have another leg over here, of course. Can't forget that. So much wool. I think I really like sheep, not only because they're adorable, but because I love to knit. I'm not a great knitter. The only thing I can do is scarves, pretty much, just straight length too. No crazy stitches. But I think it's amazing that it's just sustainable in the sense that the animal isn't harmed. They need to be sheared. So you take that wool and you turn it into, you know, yarn that can be turned into clothing and blankets and hats and gloves and so many different things. And I just think it's a nice little everybody wins situation. I just think it's cute. And I kind of want to have a sheep one day. Maybe one or two. You can't just have one. I mean, they need a friend. We've got the nose over here. I'm gonna extend its face because I did it too short, and that's okay. That's why we sketched light. If you guys want to skip the inking step and just jump straight to watercolor, you can do that. Whatever you're comfortable with. I'm just gonna start with the ink and let me just test it because I have to order more. These are running out. And I'm just going in now with just little line, because you know you got that wool and it's not just straight, it's fluffy and clumps. And you've got that texture that you really want to try to show. I want to show the movement of the sheep, the way that the fur is going down to the legs and then to the back of the body. I've got two different watercolor palettes that I use. I have this one, which I've mentioned before because I love it. I bought it a few months ago. So you've got 18 colors to choose from, which is great. And obviously you can mix and blend. It's got a palette here. I use both when I have different ones that I'm doing. This watercolor palette that I've had forever and I got from Michael's. It's just a basic watercolor palette. It's 34 colors. And as you can see, like I mix my colors through the palette and everything. It always stays like this. It never looks like brand new again because I obviously use it pretty much every day. So I'm gonna be jumping between the both of them. So I only grabbed 2 other brushes because in case you guys only have 1 brush or 2, I really just want to keep it simple so you can follow along as best as possible. So obviously the sheep's body, we've got a lot of whites that I see yellow, I see grays. So I'm really gonna try to incorporate all of these colors. I'm gonna start with this kind of brown, very light tan brown color right here. I'm gonna put it off to the side, dip my brush in more water, and I'm gonna add water first, right here. And you can see there's a little bit of color in that, but not a lot. And I'm gonna slowly just build up my color. With watercolor, that's one thing, it's all about layering. The layers, because if you start too dark, it's hard to layer on top of that. So I always like to start off light. changed to this palette mainly because the black is very pigmented and my black paint is gone. I lost it a couple years ago, so this doesn't exist in that anymore. I've got some black here, but just to show you guys, I'm just gonna dip it in my black again and bring it over here, starting out light, and I'm gonna start on the legs while the body dries. Just getting that first layer in. I'm just gonna mix that up, and I'm gonna bring some above the eyes right here in this arch. I'm gonna wet it a little bit and drag down that color. And if you go too dark, that's okay. Just wet your brush, stop, and drag that color down. Add some more water. If you've got too much water on there, just dry off your brush, use your sponge, soak some of it back up, or use a paper towel to just soak some of that water back up if it's too much. Now while this is drying, the body is dry. Not this part, but I'm gonna work over here. And I'm gonna go and I'm gonna grab a brown color pencil, this tan color right here, and gray. I'm gonna take my gray, just gonna add some down here. Doing kind of swishes. Now I am just gonna go one more time in with some more brown and black on the head. And the final layer. Just to darken it up, but I don't want it too dark. Even if the photo, like the face is so dark, I want you to be able to see like the different little colors. Yeah. Just add a little more black to the legs. My little sheep. I think it came out cute. I'm just waiting for the head to dry a little bit before I think I'll go over with the black color pencil just a little bit more to darken up some areas and to contour a little bit more of the cheeks and like the nose area. But it's pretty much done and I'm really happy with the way it looks. I think it looks really cute. I'm gonna tear this page out now. So, and on to the next one. I did the penguins last night. Like that would have been a cool one to do with you guys, but I already did it. So let me see, what is another animal we could do? Let's do an owl. I love owls. My mother loves owls, so I feel like every time I paint them, she's asking for whatever I've got that's owl based. I just think owls are really, really cute, and I've got my Winnie the Pooh shirt on, and I just feel like we need to add owl. So we're gonna go with that one. I'm gonna bring you guys back on top, and let's get to it. I found the most adorable photo of a barn owl. I'm gonna show you guys. How cute is that face? So I have to draw it. So we've got the head going this way. So maybe I'm gonna start off with kind of a circle, just so I know that's where that's going. You see the body is turned. You wanna make sure you can see that. Then it's got its wing here. And the feathers have their own. Then you see more feathers going this way, tucked in under, and then the wing over here. Kind of goes like this. I'm gonna get a little bit of red, bring some red over here, and some white over here. I'm gonna start off with this beak. Color down, wash it out. Kind of the same over here with the eyes. Just because there's gonna be brown here, but I want to give a little bit of undertone of another color as well. And even our wings over here. We've got brown. I'm gonna take from the old color, this was black and brown. I'm just gonna bring it over here and add some of that nice orange. And I'm just gonna go like this, using the tip to create some kind of texture going down here. Like so. I'm gonna get some water, get a little bit more orange. And I'm just gonna add that all around this rim like it was in the photo. Down. I just think it's such a cute angle. Like, it looks so curious. You know when a dog tilts its head like sideways and like it's trying to listen? Oh, that's what this reminds me of, and I just think it's so freaking cute. So I'm gonna take some black, mix that with that orange too, and I'm gonna start on my wings, my feathers over here on this wing. I'm just gonna do a bit of a wash. Just wet it first, and then begin incorporating. This is another wing here. A feather, I keep saying wing. Bring that brown there. I'm actually gonna go in and grab some of this burgundy over here too and just leave that right there. Just take a little bit of that brown, a couple more. This wing detailing here. This is where you could really just play with your colors because, like I said, it's an illustration, and I just really love when you can catch different colors underneath that just overall make the piece pop. Because in nature you see so many freaking beautiful colors. And I might be going a little too fast. I'm gonna try to slow down. I just am in the zone right now with getting these colors out and just loving how this is looking. There's a bit more orange this way, so I'm just going to try to add a little more of that really nice orange-brown color. Just going to turn it a little bit so I can focus on the eyes now. I'm going to start off with that dark chocolate. I'm gonna take my chocolate brown again, color, and put it down here. Take a little bit and shape out this wing a bit more. I'm gonna go back to the eyes. This one bled a little bit, but that's okay. So I'm gonna take my black, put it right there, and I'm gonna go for my smaller paintbrush. Very carefully, because this is all still wet and can turn into a mess really fast. I'm impatient though, so I had the idea and I wanted to test it out now. So I'm gonna go and get a bit more orange. Mix that with some of that chocolate brown. And go on top of that. Carefully. And create like these little feathered lines. From the eye. Take that burgundy, take it down over here. Beak, maybe just a little bit of red inside the nose. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with some color pencils. I'm gonna take my pink, take this red, I am going to take the orange, I am going to go in with some black just to do a little bit of the pupil. Just like that. And then when that dries, the eyes are so dark, I'm gonna do another layer of black. So we're getting close. I am gonna start going over with my Sattler pigment liner pen in 0.5, just like I used previously. And I'm gonna start just sketching away like I do with the lines. just need those eyes to dry a little bit more. I am gonna go in color pencil. There we go. Just to try to blend that brown and black. So the lighting has changed a bit. I just opened up my blinds to get some more light, natural light into the room. It is a bit darker though, but that's all right because we have come to the end of today's video. And this is the final owl illustration. And I freaking love it. I think it looks so adorable, like the head too. I can't believe I came across that image because I was looking for another animal that would make me feel inspired, and this was, come on, this was definitely it. I just think with the colored pencil, the watercolor and ink, that is why this is my favorite medium to do my illustrations in. It just comes out so cool. And then the sheep too. I obviously do like doing more of the close-up because you get more details and can play around with more color, and obviously my brush strokes were a lot faster and quicker with the owl as opposed to going very slow and with the sheep because it was smaller and the detail just had to be done in a way that I wouldn't mess it up, especially since I'm showing you guys how to do it. Wouldn't want that. So I do really love how this came out though. I think it's really cute. And hey bud, my dog. Oh, thanks for visiting. He's the best. I'm so funny. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I really love doing these kind of illustrations, and I'm so glad that I have that new arm that can give you kind of a point of view of my perspective of drawing it so you can actually see what I'm doing a bit more clear. Yeah, if you guys want to see a specific animal or a specific kind of video, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear you guys' ideas. I definitely want to be putting out videos that you guys are going to love and tutorials that are actually going to be helpful for you. So I'm always open to comments and things like that. I really loved doing today's video. It was a lot of fun. Like I said, I'm going to link everything, so if there's anything that I used in today's video that you want to see, it's all going to be linked in the description box, as always. If you guys liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and click the notification button so you guys can be notified when I upload a new video, which has been more recent, and I'm hoping to keep the flow of that. So thank you guys once again for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.